Hey, I want to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I had a guest on in the past, and I liked him so much I had to bring him right on back. So today's return guest is Miles Deamer, and he's Director of Capital Markets and Strategy over at Sundae. Miles, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks for having me back again.
Oh man, so good to catch up with you. I saw you on the show note on the show roster, and I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on over at Sundae. So, first off, we had a really blessed year last year, and I don't want to assume that all of our new listeners had a chance to catch your last episode. So let's just start off with what you're doing over at Sundae, please.
Great, yeah. So Sundae is a tech-enabled wholesaler. So through streams of better marketing, we're able to find sellers who are looking to sell their homes. And these are homes that are not MLS ready, are not ready for the market. So typically they need between $50,000 and $60,000 worth of work in order to get the property to market to sell that. Historically, this group has been really preyed upon by investors. And because we're more efficient at marketing and our overall sales process, we're able to offer the highest price for that home. The wholesaling model really is, you turn around with that asset and then you sell it to a marketplace. So we have a giant list of fix and flip investors who we then sell an asset to on the back end and then turn a profit. I myself run a fix and flip fund within Sundae who is competing for those properties, buying them, renovating them, and putting them back on the market, typically within about 5.5 months.
Let's talk a little bit more about what being a tech-enabled wholesaler means, because there's, I think there's different definitions and there's different levels, but I know the more efficiency you can bring to that business, which wasn't always. I mean, when you think about the beginning of wholesaling, what was it like? Write some things on a sign and say we buy houses cash. It's come a long way, right?
Oh, it's come an extremely far way. You throw tech in front of anything, it sounds good, but I think we actually mean it.
Or behind it, it's like thin tech, or I'm like podcast tech. No, it's podcast is just go ahead, Miles.
So we spent a considerable investment in our data analytics team as well as our marketing team as well. So traditionally, you throw a postcard out there, you throw a billboard up and hope that, through people driving by or, reading their mail, that they'll actually read your publication and give you a ring. This is incredibly cumbersome, expensive, and the hit rate, actual success rate of someone picking up the phone and calling you is very limited. So our data team, we've invested heavily in, spend a lot of time reviewing algorithms, public information in order to find homes that are somewhat dilapidated. So, for example, if you don't have a Lowe's or Home Depot credit card, that's an indication that the home might need a little bit more work. Thus, we're able to push our marketing efforts towards homes that need more work and have a higher propensity for sellers to want to call us for our services. That's one of our biggest advantages.
So it's almost like you have kind of like the inside track on really pocket listings, right? So things that are off the market one day, and then they want to sell them, they could, but they need some things to fix them up, and they're like, I just need out of this home.
Correct. And these are, the majority of people looking to sell their homes, aren't doing so because they want to. They're doing so because they need to extract the equity out of their house to pay bills, health bills, help with relocation, or have some sort of death divorce in the family. So these are people who, need to sell their homes incredibly fast. And like I said earlier, this group has really historically been preyed upon by investors knowing that they're in need. And so since Sundae created, our brand is really around offering the highest price for that asset to help people in need. And we simply do it by taking less of a margin than everyone else out there.
Let's talk a little bit more about the Fix and Flip Fund. I mean, tell us a little bit more about that you're running.
Great. So we start off purchasing assets or homes. A typical home that we purchase is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,500 square foot, good old American house on a cul-de-sac. And a part of our strategy is to target homes that need obviously 50 to 60K worth of work associated with it. But really, we put that work into a full gut rehab. So what does that mean? A lot of the fixtures, appliances, we're changing with our team. I think it's important to note that we're really not going in there and changing, altering the foundation or adding bedrooms and bathrooms or taking off the roof and putting it back on. Those high CapEx line items that will really cause your project to elongate. We're really focused on those American households that need a lot of interior work. My team goes in full rehab within 4 to 5 months, and then a 40-day escrow period, and we're on the market. Primarily in Southern California, we've opened Dallas, Scottsdale, and we're looking to head into 2 other markets in 2020. So really, really good growth, and been seeing a lot of really nice traction in the market, especially kind of how it's running right now in terms of days on market and just overall desirability for this asset class.
What kind of trends are you noticing in the real estate market overall from your vantage point?
Great question. I think,
if any, by the way, if any.
Yeah, heading into 2020, I think, there's probably 6 or 5 trends which I've noticed, which are going to play a huge role in really deciding kind of the landscape of real estate in the future. And one of those is just the overall trend towards higher density living. And this is happening in all markets. So what does that mean? People are trading space in their backyard, the extra bedroom, to live in condos, to live in tighter quarters, to be really more in a community. And you would think this would be a choice, for those who can't afford the larger lot of land or the larger, the room to be in. But what we're seeing is that through all demographics, especially the elderly, are choosing to live in high density areas, really for the companionship and for a sense of community. And this is happening across the U.S. So when you see kind of these newer developments with, ground floors, a Whole Foods, there's a coffee shop, and then, the subsequent stories are all condos. This is exactly the trends that we're seeing across the nation.
No, I love it. It makes sense. I mean, when I think about, let me rephrase that. I'm in Santa Monica, so we're not losing density anytime soon in LA.
No, you're not. I think, one other thing to point out is that, we've seen labor be an issue. So, our contractors and subcontractors who are actually working on our properties, we're starting to see a shortage of especially those contractors who specialize in either plumbing or certain types of fixtures. Really? Those jobs just aren't being backfilled by the younger generation, choosing not to want to work, do framing or plumbing, for instance. So we're seeing a lot of tradesmen who started their shops retire, and no son, daughter, there's no one in the family who's really picking up that business, which is causing us to pay more for those trades than we usually will. And you'll see this trend. It's not just within California, but you'll see this trend across the United States for all construction types, not just single-family residence.
Smells like opportunity to me. Somebody's going to fill that gap. Happens every time. So Miles, if somebody is interested in learning more about Sundae, so first off, of course, you have the wholesaling side, you have the fund side. Do you accept outside investment on the fund side? Tell us a little bit more about that, so that the right people listening know whether or not it makes sense for them to contact Sundae.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. So we are in the process of raising our 3rd fund to date, targeting high net worth individuals, institutions, really anyone who's looking for, a short duration play, typically 3 years exposure to the housing market. If you're interested, please reach out to Miles at Sundae, and that's Sundae like the ice cream cone, SUNDAE.com, or give me a ring on my cell, 323-632-6255. I'd love to talk with you. Adam, I don't know how many people have actually given out their phone number on one of your shows, but I feel like that's a good idea.
I'm in. All good there, Miles. That's the way people get a hold of you. Pick up the phone, shoot, do what you do. Well, hey, Miles, been awesome catching up with you on this reunion 2020 episode. Excited to see more great things out of you and Sundae. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you had fun listening. We had fun making this for you and bringing it to you today. If you did, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, and also if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, give us a subscribe there and leave us some comments in the comment section. Love to hear your comments on what you're doing and on what you have going on in business. And Miles, thanks again for coming on the show.